I want people to discover your personality and who is Jan behind everything what we
Behind
see.
my glasses, huh?
Behind your
My fancy
signature glasses. Indeed, yes. But and even myself, right? Because I don't know you very, very well in that level in depth, but I want to discover your personality because you are one of the smartest guys I met and you are building great things. And let's start with the basics, right? Why did you choose to come to UAE, first of all, and why blockchain?
Well, UAE, it's an interesting story. We actually spent fantastic 7 months in Egypt before we decided to move over here. And Egypt times, it was 2020 November, the virus time, if you remember.
Yes.
And we lived,
Yeah.
we lived back in Ukraine, and we went to Egypt for 2 weeks vacation. And on the last day of our vacation, I'm like, hey, honey, let's not go back to Ukraine, to the really cold, dangerous situation there. Let's just stay here. And we just found an apartment in that last day. We were so lucky to have found a nice place on the seaside in a secluded community where we spent beautiful 7 months. And then it was too much of the paradise. In fact, like it was so relaxed and nice that we started thinking, okay, we should find a place where
to continue this
where it's still great, but you can achieve your life goals and you can still be part of the society and contribute. So we decided to go to Dubai.
It was the first option?
It was no, we actually considered California for real. But Cali had its own issues. It has like the tax situation and how government is managing or rather mismanaging California, how insecure some places in California are, for example, San Francisco. Plus, like the move itself was quite a stretch because it's a different hemisphere. And all of a sudden, my private banker, who is in Dubai, is like, hey man, why when you move here, like you're doing deals, you're making transactions, they all happen through Dubai. So I'm turning my head to my honey and be like, hey, do you want to go to Dubai? What do you think about moving there? And she's like, why not? So it was an easy move for us. But funnily enough, before we started looking for long-term rent for real here, someone mentioned Abu Dhabi in the conversation. And I'm like, why haven't we even like thought of Abu Dhabi? Like it is this capital of the capital that exists like 100 kilometers away, and we only thought of Dubai all the time. And we checked out Abu Dhabi for 2 days. We completely fell in love with it. Moved over 3 years ago and had real blast there.
Also available that Dubai is totally opposite than Abu Dhabi as a lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very serene. It's very conservative. People say, "Oh, it's hard to like build a community around yourself, and it's hard to network." And I actually did love that aspect because I was born in a small town and lived like a significant part of my life in a hometown, and I was part of the community where everyone knew everyone. And it created a great atmosphere and dynamics where if you're part of that community, you can contribute and you can expect for help from other people. So it was kind of useful.
Is this a stamp that you find it across the entire UAE, or you find it particularly in Abu Dhabi? Like, can you apply the same strategies here in Dubai? Because I live in Dubai, I can say that is almost the same. Like, okay, of course, I don't know everyone here, but in our industry, at least, I can say that I have some connections, right? And we know each other, and we love to spend time together in these private parties, masterminds and stuff. So it's sort of a signature of the UAE, right? This mentality of all the time connecting, sharing projects, networking.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Dubai is actually the same vibe in terms of like the community. And I think it's like this everywhere on Earth. If you have a stable community and you're part of your circle, then your circle knows you, and vice versa. But I think we got a little bit kind of intrigued with this mystery of Abu Dhabi on one hand. On another hand, it was very straightforward because we have two kids. I myself am focused on building a lot, so I try to isolate myself from a lot of like energy wasting commute and networking that might not be necessarily compulsory for the business success. I'd rather like lock myself up in the environment where I could truly focus on like building long-term stuff, and Abu Dhabi just seemed like a place where you can take care of your kids, and your kids will be totally fine in this very cozy place, and you can focus and work.
Amazing. I love this.
Yeah, but I love Dubai for sure. Like I come here every week.
Yeah, of course. Like you can't say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Dubai is it gives you honestly almost everything when it comes to lifestyle and business opportunities. And I'm 100% sure Abu Dhabi is in the same place. But you came into a place where I wanted to reach this point further in our conversation, but I'm happy you went there straight to the point. Tell me a little bit more about this strategy in building silently. Like, why did you see this as a more efficient way of building, like cutting the entire noise and just stay there in your world and build?
Wow, you're really getting deep.
Yes. I want to discover Jan, how Jan is building great things.
The real Ian has crazy ideas. I think I have this ability to see through time and extrapolate on what's going to happen years from now. And most of the things that I regret in life about, and I do regret about things, if you just close your eyes and think about like everything that has happened with you, but also everything that could have happened, if you did not miss the opportunities, if you listen to yourself better, you'd find enough examples of situations where you didn't listen to your intuition and what it told you. And most of those examples in my case were when I had these ideas that were ahead of my time, and I was coming up to someone else and be like, hey, I have this idea that maybe in 5 years from now, you'll be able to put in the paragraph of text and it will create a video out of it, and it will be an AI that it doesn't exist right now, but I know that it's going to come. And it was something that, I was thinking through in 2016, 17. I had this idea of like text to video startup because I used to work with AI back then. And one of the reasons why I probably did not follow this idea was because I've heard from too many people that, oh, I don't get how it's possible. Oh, no, it's, like, how do you do it? It's unreal. So sometimes I think people who either are geniuses or consider themselves to be geniuses or just want to unfold their true self and realize everything they want in life, they need serenity and silence. And sadly, we have too much noise.
It is too much noise. If you look at everything what's going on around you, is super easy to get distracted and, just be out of track instantly. Like, particularly if you don't have this self-management discipline in place to understand and to know yourself that it's okay, I'm easily distracted, but the second you are aware about that, you are already, half of the job is done, right? In order not to. So I think it's a lot of noise around, and I'm more curious about these things. I literally discover right now some very interesting rooms there, in your master brain, right?
Yeah, I'm quite an interesting personality because many people are saying, "Oh, Ian, I've heard of you. You are a networker and stuff like that." But I'm not really an extrovert as such. I I love to think a lot, and it requires solitude in a way. But then after a while, I'd be like, "Oh no, I've been in my own box for too long, and I've missed people whom
Yeah.
I've not spoken to in a while. So let's throw a party or like a private lunch or something like that." So
Rebalance.
yeah, I tend to overcompensate for for the type of the solitude and silence that I keep myself in during the working days.
So you have this um, pleasure of building from back end, from right, and then like see the fireworks on the front line
Yeah.
while you connect,
Yes.
right? Why do you think this is? I mean, like, if you go farther with this fulfillment, where do you see the source? Like, why you feel so good when people see your front end products and then you go, oh, amazing. Like when you experience this kind of feelings,
Hmm.
like what's in there? Who is Jan at that moment? What do you feel?
I think we all kind of live this game. We live in the society, and the rules of the society are like they boil down to like I live to serve, and some people are like, oh no, I don't want to serve. I want to be a king of this life. But in fact, it's the exchange of the economic value that you perform every day, and if you're able to satisfy the economic needs of many people, you can become really sustainably wealthy. So for me, it's just a game of like creating the economic value and making productive transactions with other people, where I know what I can give to those people, and it has always been a win-win. I've analyzed so many great projects that we've brought to life in the partnership with the founders who came to us. Take the Applicator Venture Building Studio, for example. We opened it in 2017 as a Web3 tech shop, and I thought I'd be servicing businesses who need smart contracts. But as you can probably guess, 9 out of 10 clients wanted to launch the full-fledged like token ecosystems, and many of them didn't have any idea about launching a token and building the smart contract based like solution around it, and pushing it to the market. So they were rewarding us with what for us was quite a considerable and significant remuneration, and for them it was a great chance to actually get to the success from nothing. So it was a great win-win, and you just enjoy that when you bring value to other people, but
To
you
make things happen,
yes,
yeah.
but
Exactly.
also you're making good to yourself, your family, your colleagues. You know, yeah.
Are you a fan of this strategy when you just need to deliver, like as much as you can in terms of like literally free of charge, and people will understand, okay, this guy knows the game very well, and I got so much from him. Like I just made, I don't know, X amount of money for free, and I know he is the guy when I want to build to the next level, right? Is this the way how you approach things, or
No,
you
I
just
sadly not. On one hand, philosophically, I think take open source, for example. Yeah, it's a great way to contribute for free to the society, and everyone else can take this contribution and build on top of it. Now, I can take my words back. We did contribute to the public work a lot, but I always think I can contribute more for free. But I think I've done things for pay, and people have paid me what was worth it. So it was great. I think it's a great way to exchange value. I think like giving anything for free or thinking in the I call it a poverty mode is making everyone poorer, because if you've made less money, there are a few things you can do with this money to yourself, to your family, and to the society. If you've earned more money and you've pushed the people who bought from you to also make more money, then you are in a wealthy society, and all of you have means to create something new and bigger in this world.
You became a larger wheel in the ecosystem, right? Like a
Yes.
producer, you can literally produce more value by positioning yourself into higher level of accessibility, let's say like that, right? Like if you want to talk to me, of course I want to have this package in place because I know my value and I know what can I produce for you, right? If we just talk for 2 hours, for example.
Yeah, and I give Switzerland as an example. You just cross the border, and all of a sudden, everyone is wealthier, just because they have they did not choose to transact at higher prices, but they have this tradition and history of higher prices yesterday and the day before yesterday, and thus today our prices are higher and our salaries are higher, but we also have like larger savings in our bank accounts, so we are a wealthier society overall.
But do you believe in a society where everyone is
Wealthy?
Yeah.
Sure. I think especially with AI, and I can talk about that for a long time because I've been in this space for many years. With AI, there will be abundance of everything. If we have a look at the global statistics, there is no shortage of food on average or any resources whatsoever. It's all about the means and methods of distributing those resources in a way that still incentivizes and motivates the societies and the groups of people to be efficient and move forward. And sadly, these instruments are not ideal on Earth. That's why we have poor people and wealthy people. But as as some philosophers say, hell and heaven are basically the same place. It's just about how we treat it and what is in our minds if we have the wealthy or the poor mentality and approach towards anything.
When you say poor people and rich people, do you refer like money-wise, financially, or just mindset?
Mindset first.
That was in my mind as well, because there is a big correlation and all these things are directly linked. If you look at, let's say, poor people financially, and when you talk to them, you see they haven't reached a level of self-discipline. They don't know how to manage even 10 tasks, for example, to prioritize them, to rank them, to solve them, to have these deadlines. I mean, even at the basic level, we are talking the foundation right here. So then you go and say, how do you want to become rich? Like, you don't have the rich mentality first. In order to be millionaire, you need to acquire the millionaire's mindset first. There is no other way. You can't have a poor mentality and be the richest guy in the room. It's impossible. At least unless you win a lottery, whatever. But even
then you become poor
you
pretty
become
fast.
back to basics.
Yes.
I'm 100% sure. Yeah, so many examples. So I think in this fair distribution that you mentioned, it's sort of this left side, call it like that, they need to do more stuff in order to balance all this wealth in the world. Because, and also, if you take from right part and put more in the left part, you don't know after that if this entire ecosystem will perform accordingly, because it's a matter of maintenance, right? Like some certain things need to be in place on daily basis, right? Like someone needs to clean, I don't know, streets, washrooms, your car, your laundry, all these things, right? If the laundry guy will suddenly have 10K per month, I'm not sure if he's willing to take your laundry basket tomorrow, right?
On one hand. On another hand, he would probably be the happiest laundry guy on earth.
Yeah.
With trends, though, like we are heading into the era of full automation of everything, so there'll be less need for this, hard job to be done by humans, and our quality of life is going to grow in this century by the, acceleration never seen before, I believe.